Have this discussion now. Unemployment, job losses and retrenchment seem to be the unofficial theme, if you like, of this year's Workers' Day. The 130 City of Joburg employees whose contracts were terminated are back in the Labour Court. This time, they're looking for a long-term solution. The workers' case for unjust dismissal was actually denied by the South African Local Government Bargaining Council, prompting the second effort. The contracts of these employees were terminated after the city said that they were unlawfully upgraded from fixed term to permanent. The workers were actually set to leave or set to serve their last day, I beg your pardon, as employees of the city on Friday. Let's get you a sense of what the way forward looks like. Bring in SAMWU's Karabo, Ramahuba, who joins us via our studio today. It's great to have you on the program, sir. Thanks very much indeed for making time. You're also the cluster secretary for some of the affected workers in that cluster. Let's begin by what happened on Friday. Did the workers leave?
Good day and good day to the viewers. Happy Workers' Day to all the workers. Perhaps let me say we spoke last with the workers on Thursday when we went to court, and the same question was posed: what do we do on Tuesday? Perhaps do we go
Tuesday, as in this coming Tuesday?
This coming Tuesday.
Okay.
Remember, according to the city's version, their contracts ought to be ending 30th of May, but the last day of work would have been Friday. So 30th of May would be, of April would have been this today, yesterday rather. So they were asking, what do we do on Tuesday? Do we go to work? Do we report for duty? When we went to court, to the Labour Court on Thursday, the judge made an undertaking that given the agency of this matter, he undertakes that the judgment should be out by Tuesday. Only that lawyers had to consent to receiving the judgment electronically, which we instructed them that they should agree to receive the judgment electronically. And the reason we thought let's leave it to Tuesday, we are hopeful that the sanity will prevail. Our matter is before a tribunal that has got no basis to want to take sides and be biased. We have confidence in the Labour Court, and we also have confidence in the strength of the legal arguments placed before the legal court. We are not only having confidence on the basis of emotions, on the basis of any political persuasion or anything. We solely have confidence on the strength of the arguments that are placed before the judge at the Labour Court, and we believe that after the judgment has been heard, it should be in our favor.
Okay. And we'll speak about just, I guess, where workers are at, even psychologically moving forward. But I still don't have much clarity about, the reporting for duty. You say the question was asked amongst workers. What was the response to that question? What was the answer?
Look, we must never forget, majority of these affected workers, most were told as early as 1st December 2021 to stay at home. Actually, some have been harassed to an extent of taking their tools of trade. So very few of them ordinarily would come and report for work. And when they asked, what do we do? Do we go back to work if they asked us to do something? Because now and again, the new administration will call them and say, can you do this report for us? Can you do this and that? Remember, they are new. They may not know. They generally do not have the institutional memory. Remember, it's the exact that they are wiping. Now, some of these things, they get caught, Remember, their successors in title, they want to remove everybody, but they are forced to swallow their prides and call some of our members to say, can you come and do this and that for us? So as a union, because we know that our members are permanently employed, we tell them that you must go and do that because that's what the taxpayers' monies are paying you for. These people who have kept you at home against your will when you are willing to service the residents of Johannesburg, it must not be that we play in their hands and also abscond. However, our members can't force themselves to be in offices when they are chased. Majority of them have been chased. That's why it's not an issue whether on Friday what was supposed to happen, where they're supposed to be going at work or not.
Some of them weren't there already anyway.
Anyway, they are at home being paid for free with the taxpayers' purse.
Okay, again, I'm going to push this one more time for more clarity, right?
Yes.
On the one hand, you're saying if the workers are called, they should come in. But on the other, you're saying there's no expectation to be at work in a context where you're not welcomed, so to speak. So what becomes the official position about any worker being present at work come Tuesday affiliated to SAMWU?
Like I say, they have been instructed formally with a communique to stay at home until further notice.
And you as a union,
we have written to them. We have written to them on the 24th of February, highlighting that we have returned to the city manager's office. But of course, we are dealing with people who, have got scant regard for a humble environment where people communicate. They haven't responded. In fact, they further instructed members to bring the tools of trade. So we have said to members, look, in our understanding as South African Municipal Workers Union, you are still employed. You have a contract of employment that is permanent with the city. That at any time that you are given a lawful instruction to do work that you are employed to do, don't even ask the union, just go do that. Because that's what we are fighting for in court. We are saying we are permanent and we want to service citizens of residents of Johannesburg, because that's what they are paying our members for.
Right.
So the current administration then chooses to want to put them at home, have been paying them for free, and have been seeking to fill those posts, double paying people. That's the sort of mess that is happening.
Which is certainly not to the interest of the people who are in the city of Johannesburg. I get you on that. So we're waiting now for the outcome of the Labour Court. You express your optimism around it going your way, which is not how the bargaining council saw things. So on what basis are you optimistic that the Labour Court will see things differently? Perhaps
let me clarify this one with the bargaining council. The South African Municipal Workers Union has never approached the bargaining council. People who approach bargaining council are employees, some part of who are affected by this, who went in their own personal capacities. If you check when they went to court on the 8th, it was their matter, our matter and theirs were joined together. But when the judge saw the papers before her on that day, then she then persuaded the parties to say, because these ones are going for an interim relief, let's allow them an interim relief in the sense that they wanted to interdict pending the outcome of bargaining council. Our papers are not saying that. Our papers are saying what the City of Johannesburg is doing, it's unlawful because it does not have a declaratory order that says our permanent contracts of employment are irregular and therefore irreversible. We are saying to them, if you want to do that, follow a proper tribunal, go to a proper court of law, seek a declaratory order. Basically, that's one of our prayers to the Labour Court to say, Labour, perhaps assist the city, because the city is somehow suffering from amnesia. You can, in South Africa, the worst that is discouraged, be it in civil and criminal matters, it's self-help. The city, what is doing self-help. They are saying they are reviewing their own actions, they are regularizing their own actions. And as a city council, if you feel that the actions that you have taken really are not in line with the law, you must approach a proper tribunal. And the statutes are clear, it's only a court of law. The city must go to High Court. We are not saying they must not do. If they believe the High Court can agree with them, they must approach the High Court, get a declaratory order. Of course, they won't stand alone before the High Court. We would also be in the High Court.
Opposing it, which is the point, and we're out of time, but very quickly, I mean, how far are you willing to go down this? Because we've seen how litigation can unfold in this country. Things can land up at the Constitutional Court. Is that the route that you're willing to take?
The apex court in South Africa is the Constitutional Court. Labor laws are rights that are enshrined in Chapter 2 of the Constitution, and the only body that can protect that its apex is the Constitutional Court, and that's where if they so still wish to continue, we are willing to take it up to the Constitutional Court, and we do so because we believe our members' human rights are being trampled upon. Look, it's a travesty of justice. Today we are celebrating May Day. A few days back we were celebrating Freedom Day, but we have 130 black professionals who are qualified being, persecuted for being black professionals and nothing else.
Right, we're going to have to wait for that direction from the Labour Court, hopefully forthcoming on Tuesday. But thank you so much for coming to speak to us and ventilate at least the workers' perspective around this really contentious issue. Karabo Ramahuba is with SAMWU, also the secretary for the affected cluster within the union, on this issue around these 130 workers in the city of Johannesburg. Thanks very much indeed for your time.